Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel Tehreem Zahra Hashmi. Today we are going to discuss comparison between verbal and non-verbal communication. Firstly, we see what are the main differences between verbal and non-verbal communication. The communication in which the sender uses words to transmit the message to the receiver is known as verbal communication. Words may be written or spoken. The communication in which the sender uses signs to transmit the message to the receiver is known as nonverbal communication. It can include gestures, facial expressions, tone of voice, and postures. Verbal communication saves time and helps us complete job within a few minutes, so it is not very time consuming. Non-verbal communication is time consuming. Non-verbal communication is based more on understanding, which takes time, so it is comparatively slow. The chances of transmission of wrong message rarely happen in verbal communication because it is easy to understand words. In non-verbal communication, the chances of transmission of the wrong message happen most of the time because signs are difficult to understand. In verbal communication, message can be clearly understood, so immediate feedback can be given. In non-verbal communication, message is not clear all the time and immediate feedback is not possible. Verbal communication is structured with start and stop point. Each word used has distinct meanings. Non-verbal communication is not structured with start and stop point, so the message has no specific meaning. In verbal communication, both parties do not need to be present in order for them to communicate. In non-verbal communication, both parties need to be present in order to communicate with each other. In verbal communication, it is easy to produce proof of conversation. Proof of conversation can be in written form or may be in recorded form. In non-verbal communication, proof of communication is not available. Verbal communication is best used when person is trying to send his message over long distances or is trying to send specific information. Non-verbal communication is best used when person is trying to express emotions or feelings or any other message. In verbal communication, unnecessary repetition is avoided. The unnecessary repetition is used to put stress in non-verbal communication. Punctuation is used to express the expression and to put stress in verbal communication. Gestures are used to express the emotions in non-verbal communication. In case of written communication, documentary evidence is possible in verbal communication. The documentary evidence is not possible in non-verbal communication. Verbal communication fulfills the most natural desire of human talk. Feelings, status, personality are communicated through the acts done by the parties to the communication in non-verbal communication. Now we see what are the similarities between verbal and non-verbal communication. They both deals with transferring and receiving information or message. Both these forms of communication are mostly learned and not inborn. Both these forms of communication use gestures to express the emotions and feelings. Both are guided by syntactic and semantic rules. Both have cues that are discrete and arbitrary. These cues have no meaning until we assign them. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel.